we see if I fixed the music so it would loop. Loop-de-loop. And wait for it. Look at that, folks. It's working. Looks like we're going to be a little the countdown timer. For some reason, it didn't get started on time. I don't know. Don't know why that happened. I do know why. It was because I was doing other things, not paying attention. But hey. So when the clock turns 12, we're just going to jump in. Got a packed program for you today. Howdy, Kurt. Okay, my computer clock says high noon. So, good afternoon and welcome to Go for Lunch number 32. Hi, Bob. The link was correct this week. Look at that. Well, you know what they say. Fail forward. So we only learn by making mistakes, and boy, am I learning a lot. So welcome again to Go for Lunch number 32. This is the Green Monday edition. If you don't know what Green Monday is, you missed it. So look it up in Wikipedia if you really care. You have to wait till next year to actually take advantage of Green Monday. So if you're new here, thanks for joining. My name's Roger Harmon with GoFor Technology, where we help you make your technology do what you want it to do. And we've been doing that for a decade or two. So we're here to kind of fill in between our personal visits, whether they be in person or via screen sharing, because I just continually think of things. Boy, I wish I could tell everybody this, so that's what I'm doing right now, is telling everybody about the things that I want you to know about in between our visits. So let's get started. First, remember that questions are important. So in the comments, please ask your questions, and I will be checking every once in a while. Good morning, Doriana. I will be checking for those questions, and we will answer them. So remember, when you ask questions, we all learn. So they're very important. Today we're going to talk about a program that you have on your Mac. Whether you realize it or not, it comes with every Mac and has for many, many years, called Preview. It has lots of useful features. We're going to talk about at least one of them today, and we are going to see how it can help you with some things that you need to do periodically. But first, this important message. You do not need Adobe Reader. A lot of times websites will pop up and say you must download Adobe Reader to download this PDF document. By the way, PDF stands for Portable Document Format. And that is a format that any computer can read. So it's a nice way to send things to people. Another advantage of a PDF document is that it cannot easily be changed. It can be changed, but people have to buy extra software to do that. So that is another advantage of PDF. And you can create PDFs from probably every Mac application just by going to the print dialog in the lower left-hand corner. You click on PDF and you can click and make a PDF out of any document. So, but first, the question of the day. How many raccoons are in the city of Toronto? Stay tuned for the answer to our question of the day. But we have some news. Security alerts. So, a couple of days ago, I received 5 voicemails on my iPhone, and it said in the transcription, account has been breached before using any Apple device, period. Please contact Apple Support Advisor, comma. Press 1 to connect with Apple Support Advisor, comma. Press 2 to listen to this message again, or if you wish to contact us later, please call us at our toll-free number, and the toll-free number there is cut off. But there's some problems with this message. So I guess we could say, who sees a problem with this message? So one problem I'll talk about while you're answering who sees a problem with this message or problems. So the phone number you can't see begins with a 3. Now, as we all know, toll-free numbers start with what? An 8. So that's our first clue that this is bogus. So the second clue is the bad grammar. So in the first line, it says account has been breached. Well, normally you would say your account has been breached. In the next sentence, it says Apple Support Advisor. Please contact Apple Support Advisor. It should be an Apple Support Advisor. And, well, Bob said one of the problems is that they're from different phone numbers. Well, that is a problem, all right. But that's because they are faking these phone numbers. What's the word for... Anyway, it'll come to me in a second. So that is a problem. Another problem with a phone number is the prefix, the 829 in this case, which is my business line prefix. So they're spoofing. The word of the day is spoofing. They're spoofing my phone numbers, trying to trick me into thinking that it's somebody close by when it's somebody outside of the country, I'm guessing, from the bad grammar. So that is a little security alert. So beware of those things. Apple's not going to leave you a voicemail with a security alert. They're not going to send you an email with a security alert. And don't click on anything. Just get rid of these things. Another security alert, and Phyllis brought this to my attention. Thank you. So this was a email, or no, I think this was a pop-up maybe on a website. So it says Adobe will stop supporting Flash Player after December 31st, 2020. That's correct. So there's a little truth here. So, you know, this is how they work. They give a little truth to try to sell what's going to happen later. To help secure your system, Adobe will block Flash content from running in the Flash Player beginning January 12th, 2021. I don't believe that is true. Flash will continue to run, but it won't be updated, and there won't be more security updates. And Flash is a program that's full of security holes, and that's one of the reasons it's going away. So it says, please see the Adobe Flash Player EOL. EOL means end of life. a general information page for more details. And now here's the kicker. Adobe strongly recommends immediately removing Flash Player from your system by clicking the uninstall button below. Don't click it. So it's a trick. They're trying to get you to their website to steal your information, to infect your computer, whatever nefarious thing they have in mind. Don't be fooled by these things. So you don't need Flash, and you don't need to click on anything concerning Flash. More than half of the pop-ups you're going to get when you're browsing the web about Flash are bogus. So just ignore all of those. And Flash is a thing of the past. So we shouldn't have to worry about Flash anymore. As I was driving to an appointment yesterday in the Sam Hughes area of 6th Street and Campbell Avenue, I noticed a funny looking pole, a picture of which you see there on the right. And then I took a closer look at that pole and determined this is a 5G transceiver site. So they are putting these in neighborhoods right now. I saw a couple more places in the same neighborhood where they were installing these poles. So as we have discussed in our 5G YouTube Live, you can look that up in our YouTube archive by clicking the link in the GoFor Gazette, which you receive every Monday morning, usually at 7 o'clock. 5G is the new format for cell phones, and the new iPhone 12s are capable of 5G. But it's not very well rolled out yet, so that's a little update on 5G in Tucson. Apple software updates. So in your dock, you will see the A with the blue background and the white circle. That's the App Store, and you will see a little red circle at the top right corner of that icon, which means you have some updates. Well, Carolyn, thank you for joining. So there's been several updates recently I want to draw your attention to. There's been an update on iMovie. Now, you might say, well, I don't use iMovie. Well, I would say update iMovie anyway, because you'll get rid of the little red badge. So it's also always a good idea to update all the Apple apps, which iMovie, of course, is one of them. Then there's a security update, which is called 2020-006. You definitely want to do all security updates. Safari also was updated for some systems, some operating systems, as was Catalina itself, an operating system. We do not, no, want to update to Big Sur yet. So the common wisdom in the Mac community is you don't want to update to a new operating system, which is what Big Sur is, until the third major upgrade. So that would be 11.3. Right now we're in 11.0.1. So don't do any updates on .0s. Wait till 11.3 on Big Sur. And if you have a computer that's older than about 2015, you probably should check with me before you update at all, because it may slow your computer down and become very inconvenient. So, another little news item of complaints I've had from some of you is that you go to print something and you can't print. And this is happening on MacBooks with 13-inch screens where you have set, or I have set for you, so it can have larger text. Now this solution I'm giving you is for 2016 later or later MacBooks. I can do this with older MacBooks if you're having this problem, but this particular solution applies to 2016 or later. So the solution is get a bigger screen. So you can add a large screen monitor to your MacBook. This one is a brand name, Asus, and it's a 27-inch screen with an HDMI input. And as you can see, this is a typical price, around $200. However, to plug that in, you need one more thing. You need some way to connect that HDMI monitor. So the least expensive way for a quality product would be the OWC USB-C travel dock. So USB-C will plug into your connections on the side of your MacBook 2016 or newer, and you would connect the HDMI cable to the connector there on the right, and you are good to go. And the reason you couldn't see the print on your 13-inch MacBook is because of the larger type. The print button is down below where you can see, and you can't move the window. So the quick solution to that problem is you just hit the return key, and then you'll print. So even though you can't see the print button, by hitting the return key, you will print. So Susan has a question about what if you have a new 2020 computer that runs Big Sur. Well, you don't have to worry about it because you've already updated to Big Sur because your computer came with Big Sur. So it's not a problem if you don't already have Big Sur. Hi, Diana. So not to worry. I'm running Big Sur right now on this computer, and I am not having any problems. So don't worry. Okay, I'm back. Let's get back to preview, our regularly scheduled program, and the useful features. So the first useful feature in preview we're going to talk about is signing PDF documents with your handwritten signature. So how do you do that? Well, first you have to launch Preview. And again, Preview is on your Mac. It came from the factory with Preview installed as an app on your Mac. You go to the menu bar where it says Tools. Then you go down on the drop-down menu, click on Annotate. Another menu will pop out to the right, and you click on Signature. Then you click on Manage Signatures. Now, before you do all this, you will want to have an 8.5 by 11 inch white piece of paper and one of these things. Get the name right here. A black Sharpie. And you don't want to have a really fine point. This one is says fine point, but actually I think you don't want to have an ultra fine point. Fine point is fine. So you want to, on your piece of paper, and I'm going to demonstrate this in a second, you want to write your signature so it fills up the whole page in landscape. Okay, so you want it to write it so it fills up the whole page. Very huge signature. So I'm just checking something here. One moment, please. Okay. So then once you have that, you click on Create Signature, and the camera on your Mac turns on. Then you hold the signature in front of the camera. You align the signature on a blue horizontal line that is in the picture. And then through the wonder of artificial intelligence, the Mac will figure out when the signature is in the right place, and it will click the picture of your signature. Let's go to our demonstration, shall we? Okay, so here we are. Now, I originally said use a clipboard. So the problem I found by using a clipboard, especially one that has a shiny surface like the clip on this clipboard, the camera picks that up. So if you wanted to really do this without getting any what we would call artifacts, you might want to get a larger piece of poster board that's white, the same white as your paper. Or I guess you could just use the poster board and write your signature on that, but then that would ruin a piece of poster board. And you would want to tape it with double-sided tape, or, taking regular tape and doubling it over so it's double-sided, and just tape it so the tape doesn't show. So you just have a white border and you don't have these things on the border. Okay, so now we are going to go to our Mac, and we are going to go to Preview. There's Preview, and we are going to make that let's see here, make that the only, oh, I see, I've got to unlock that. Just a moment here while we get this set up. Okay, here we go, Preview, there we go. So we'll just lock that scene, a little behind the scenes stuff. So let's just use this picture right here since we were talking about that. And I have to move that over so I can see it. Okay, so we're in Preview. Now you can't see the menu bar just yet. So I'm going to go, as I explained, I'm going to go to Tools in the menu bar. Oh, you can see the menu bar. Look at that. It's working now. We're going to go down to Annotate. So you see Annotate. And then another pop-up menu appears. You go down to Signature at the very bottom. As you can see there, I do have a signature already there, but we're going to create a new one so you know how. So we click on Manage Signatures. Okay, now you see up here we have that same box, but it moved, so it says Create a Signature. And now our camera turns on. Now you see the blue line here? Blue line right there. If I hold my hand out there, let's see, hold my hand like that, you can see the blue line. So what I'm going to do is take this and move it in close, full screen, and then tilt it and put it on the line, and it didn't work, so we're going to try, because I didn't have it centered. So we're going to clear. Let's see if clear will work. Yep. Okay, so we can go in again and down to the line. Okay, it's overshooting here. Let's try one more time, and then we'll just go with whatever we get here. Okay, so get that in there. Okay, well, we're going to pretend like that worked. So there's your signature, right? So then you will click on Done in the lower right-hand corner. Okay, so now you will have a signature. So you can see there it is, kind of cut off there. So now we're going to bring up a document. So we're going to go to File, we're going to go to Open Recent, and we're going to go to this PDF right here, which is a model release. Okay, so, oh, I see, I did that already. Okay, well, so I signed this in rehearsal and I forgot to clear it out. So we'll just throw in the signature. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to go back up to Tools in the menu bar. We're going to go back to Annotate. We're going to go down to in the next window to Signature, and we're just simply going to click on our new signature, and it's going to appear in the middle of the page, and then we're going to drag it where we want it. So we would drag it down on this line. So you can see there's a little line that went across to show that it's in the proper alignment, but we'll just put it up here so you can see it. Then if it's too big or too small, you grab one of these handles, these little blue dots at each corner, and you can adjust the size to whatever you want. So that's how you do a signature. Then of course you would go up to File and Save, and then you could email it to somebody, print out a copy for your own records, and without having to scan anything, you would, let me get back to my camera here just a second. There we go. So without having to use a scanner, you could put a signature on any kind of a document that somebody sent you, PDF, and then email it back to them. So very useful. Once you have your signature set up, of course, it is a very easy process. So anybody have any questions about adding a signature to a PDF using the built-in preview app on all of your Macintosh computers? So while you're thinking of your questions and writing them in the comments, I'm going to lubricate my throat. Okay, so while you're thinking of any questions, I have two little ideas here that came to me in the process of getting ready for this. So, some of you may have a battery pack like this. That's the back of the battery pack. The front of it is not much more interesting, but you see it has little lights on it telling us how much charge is left. So you definitely want to get a battery pack with little lights. Then on this end, the battery pack has two USB-A connectors. You can see here we have a cable, and it is connected to this iPhone, and it's charging. So many people think of battery packs just for traveling, but here is an everyday use for a battery pack. Let's say you're sitting on your couch and you're watching TV and you want to do something on your iPhone, but it's almost dead. So you want to plug it in, but your couch is in the middle of the room and there's no outlets there. Enter the battery pack. You can plug your device, your iPhone, your iPad, into the battery pack. And okay, Barbara, thank you. I'll check on that. And then you can charge your battery pack without having an AC outlet. So this battery pack I got recently from Kurt because it was surplus for him, and it's, I think, was $20. So, and it will charge an iPhone like 2 or 3 times. So this is a nice little tip to use your battery packs that you bought for a trip that you may not be taking in the foreseeable future. Okay, so another little tip that popped up in front of me that I want to talk about because I get calls on this a lot. So if we look at our iPhone, you will see that if I can get it to stop timing out, you'll see up here at the top where it says Settings, Update Apple ID Settings. Some account services will not be available until you sign in again. So this, people get this all the time, not only on an iPhone, but on a Mac. So if we click on that, it takes us to our settings. And this is just a routine security feature that Apple has because maybe something changed and they just want to make sure that you are you and nobody else is using your devices. So we put in our password here. So we're going to actually flip over here while I put in my password. Okay, we're going to come back to the iPhone, and in the upper right hand corner we're going to click on sign in, touch sign in. The little gear is going around, and now it tells us it's updating our ID settings. So the bottom line here is this is nothing to be concerned about. It's just a periodic check. So now it wants the 6-digit passcode for the actual iPhone. So I'm entering that now. And now it should be happy. There's a little gear going around in the upper right-hand corner, indicating that it's thinking. And now it's happy. So the moral to this story is when you see those setting, I should say when you see the little notification come up and you see the little gear which tells you it's from Apple because it's in the it's from your settings on your iPhone, don't be afraid. So we have a couple of questions here. Barbara said that unfortunately the square showing your head obscured for me everything you were clicking on. Okay, so let me go back here to preview. So we're going to go back here to the Mac, and we're going to go back to that document. Which is the model release right there. Okay. So I see what you're saying. Okay, if I move this over here like that. Okay, so let's just repeat that. So now my face is not in the way. So again, to insert your signature that you previously stored in Preview, you go on the menu bar at the very top of the screen to Tools. Then you go down to Annotate. Another pop-up menu appears. You go to the very bottom of that one to Signature, and then you just click right here on the signature. So now I'm clicking on the signature. There it appears. You have to move it around, which you can do just by putting your mouse in the middle of it. You could make it bigger by grabbing one of the 4 blue dots on the corners, which are called handles. You can also make it smaller, and then you just take it and put it on the line, and there it thinks it's in the right place. I don't think it's quite in the right place, so I'll move it up here a little bit, and that's how you do that. So hopefully that helps you, Barbara. So let's get back here and look at another question. Diana asked, any special brand for battery packs? So, yes, you want to get a name brand. So one brand that, well, the one that I showed you is from a company called Monoprice. That's also where that monitor I showed you came from. So that is a good brand, Monoprice, MONOPRICE.com. Another good brand is one called Anchor, which is available on Amazon, and that is spelled ANER. So any of those. So my recommendations on battery packs are to get gee whiz, I had it here just a second ago. Oh, it fell on the floor. Look at that. So one recommendation on battery packs, make sure you have at least 2 inputs. And another consideration, if you have newer equipment that's taking the new USB-C type connector, which is, this is a USB-A connector, you can get them so they have a USB-C and a USB-A, so that'll kind of future-proof you. So those are the basic things. I don't know if this has a spec on it. Yes, so the capacity of this is 27,200 milliamp hours. So you would want something that's around that range. So the spec would be 27,000, say 200 milliamp hours. So it would look like this: 27,200 milliamp hours. So that would probably, so I think the battery capacity on a modern iPhone is about 15 to 1800. So that would probably charge your phone at least about twice. Okay. So I think I answered Doriana's question there about seeing the whole thing. So lots of little tips and tricks. So that's a good question. Susan, what do you think of Mophie battery packs? Mophies are good. They were kind of pioneers in the battery cases for iPhones, so you could keep your iPhone going all day. So Mophie is definitely a good brand, and now they do make battery packs. So again, just go with a brand name. Again, a place to start would be thewirecutter.com, which is where I go for good reviews and stuff like that. So I'm sure they must have one or two or more reviews on battery packs. So very good. So if you don't have any other questions, let me remind you that if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And when you hit the subscribe button, you'll see a little bell to the right. Click on the little bell, and that will notify you when I go live, especially when I put in the wrong time. So the reason I put in the wrong time last week was because I operate on 24-hour time, but I hadn't converted or hadn't changed my new Mac M1 to 24-hour time. So it just said 11, and I assumed it was 11 a.m., but it was 11 p.m. So that's why I use 24-hour time, so I won't be making that mistake again. If you would like to help me out, you could forward the GoFor Gazette, which comes out every Monday, usually at 7 o'clock, and send that to your friends, family, relatives that have Mac devices so we can help more people. So that would help out our YouTube channel as far as YouTube, sending it out to more people, because they see more people are watching. So, thank you for watching. I hope that you have a great rest of your week. If you have any other questions, you can always call me or email me at the following places.